Are we here? Are you ready? All right, I'm going to call this meeting to order, the Thursday, March 13th HWMA meeting. I'll start by taking roll. Director Luis Luso,
Here.
Director Castellano, here. Director Katie,
Here.
Director Wilson,
Here.
Meredith is here, and Director Bushnell is absent. Then we will go ahead and start with the consent calendar. So we have approving the minutes from the February 13th meeting and approve the December 2024 financial reports. Does anybody want to pull anything off consent? Do you have any public comment on the consent calendar? All right, I'll entertain a motion.
I make a motion, we approve the consent calendar.
A second.
Okay, we have a motion from Director Katie and a second from Director Castellano. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, aye. Motion passes. And now we'll move on to oral and written communication. Is there any public comment for this oral and written? No? Anybody on Zoom? Sorry, I didn't ask.
Seeing none, Chair.
Cheers. All right, let's move on to item number 4, which is to receive the auditor's report for fiscal year 23-24. Can we get a staff report, please?
Thank you, Chair. So the annual audit of the authority's financial statements is a tool by which the board and the general public may measure the fiscal health of the authority, both in the sense that it discusses the state of the authority's assets and investigates the ongoing activities and reporting procedures of authority staff. The audit is an independent review of the authority's information, which helps guide the board in approving internal fiscal controls and establishing priorities for future budgets. Additionally, I believe that we have a member of JJCPA staff online as well to give a brief presentation and answer questions that the board may have.
Fantastic.
Thank you. My name is Brett Jones. I was the engagement manager on the audit this year. We just give a brief summary of the audit. We issued an unmodified opinion, which is the highest opinion that we can give. So that's really great news. That's what you want to hear. Our responsibilities for the audit are to obtain reasonable assurance about whether the financial statements are free from material misstatement due to error or fraud. And just to point out, reasonable assurance is a high-level assurance, but it's not absolute. In performing an audit in accordance with generally accepted auditing standards, we exercise professional judgment and maintain professional skepticism. That is to say, we are independent of the authority. We don't perform any management functions or make any management decisions. As part of the audit, we identify risks to material misstatement in the financial statements and design procedures to address those risks. Our procedures typically consist of tests of transactions and account balances that appear in the financial statements. Additionally, we obtain an understanding of the internal controls relevant to the authority and report on any findings that we may have. And we're pleased to report that we do not have any findings. Additionally, we evaluate the appropriateness of the accounting policies used of the authority. And finally, we conclude if there's any conditions or events that raise substantial doubt about the authority's ability to continue as a going concern. That is, making sure that the authority isn't heading towards bankruptcy or anything like that. So overall, as I mentioned, we gave an unmodified opinion, which is the best opinion that we can give. And we do not have any reportable items, so no material weaknesses in internal controls or significant deficiencies. So that's just kind of a brief overview of the audit process, and I'd be happy to answer any questions that the board may have.
All right, I'll open it up to the board for questions. Anybody have anything? Good job, Hillary. Thank you so much. That's amazing. Is there any public comment on this item?
Seeing none, Chair.
Do you need an action from us? Do we need to move to accept this report, or?
Why don't you do that?
Okay. Well, then I would love a motion to accept this audit report.
I will second.
All right. We have Director Wilson making a motion and Director Louis Lusso seconding. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great job. All right. Let's move into 2024 HWMA activities in review. And can we get a staff report, please?
Thank you, Chair. So staff wanted to share with you a brief overview of some of the high-level activities that took place at the authority for calendar year 2024. While the authority has several divisions within it, operationally, we have three main divisions. Our solid waste division, which handles the majority of the material that comes to the transfer station and is the largest division in HWMA. The programs division, which includes grants, reduction, recycling programs, and other diversion activities. And finally, our hazardous waste diversion activities and our household hazardous waste facility. Our solid waste division handles the lion's share of activity and tonnage that the HWMA sees. In 2024, we received a total of 63,000 tons through our doors at the Hawthorne Street Transfer Station, with total customers served of 133,000. This translates to roughly 370 customers per day over our scales. Total authority tons, which includes out-of-area self-haul and satellite facilities, is just over 81,000 tons in the calendar year, respectively. Similarly with green waste, total authority tons is around 6,100 tons, received directly at the Hawthorne Street Transfer Station. That total is 4,400. Our programs division covers a myriad of different diversion and recycling activities, with a few of the more prominent items listed below. In 2024, we took a total of 8,212 tires. Of those tires, 7,632 of those were covered by grants and grant funding. Additionally, we accepted just under 9,000 total mattresses from residents and businesses of Humboldt County. As you can see, both those programs have a significant buy-in and usage from local businesses and the population at large. A couple smaller programs are carpet and treated wood waste. Both of these programs are utilized by both residents and businesses alike, with the majority of tonnage coming from our local businesses. Another program that we run annually is our no-charge Christmas tree drop-off, which has gained significant popularity in recent years. Last year, this resulted in over 9 tons of trees being collected in the last holiday season. The HWMA's Household Hazardous Waste Facility is the only one like it in Humboldt County and serves residents and businesses alike. As a reminder, residents can come Monday through Saturday for material drop-off, while businesses must make an appointment and are available Monday through Friday. This facility collected over 165 tons of hazardous material, with over 8,500 customers served throughout the year. We distributed just over 5,000 sharps containers to residents this year at no charge. And the total customers served were 8,500 throughout this last year. A couple other notable activities are listed here. Salvage metal is a material diverted directly from the solid waste stream and sent to a local recycler. Mixed stream recycling is dropped off and then sent to the Recology MRF in Samoa for processing. As a reminder to this board and our customers at large, we operate nearly every day of the year, with this year having 359 days being open to the public. That's a brief overview of some of the larger activities that the authority undertook in 2024. I'd be more than happy to answer any other questions that you have as well.
Questions?
Sure. Thank you for the report. I might have missed it. There's quite a bit of data there. Did you mention e-waste?
The authority currently does not accept.
Okay, we're not
e-waste.
accepting any e-waste right now. Thank you. And I was curious, the grant funded programs like for tires and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Is it are those grants fairly reliable? Are we at risk of losing those grants? What's the process for maintaining that?
So the tire grant is generally what's considered a competitive grant, but it has gone underfunded, which means that there's less entities that request money than they have available funding. So we generally are granted it. We've also had a pretty good run of getting the tire grants as well. So we've had several fiscal years back to back where we've kind of blanketed the tire grants, and we'll have a gap of a couple months. So the last tire grant just ended about a month ago. And then we are currently in the process of applying for the next round of upcoming tire grants.
Thank you. And can you remind me why we're not currently doing e-waste? Is it because of the shift from the recycling facility?
That is correct. So we currently do not have the Eureka Recycling Center in operation, and based off of our permit, we're not allowed to accept electronic waste or Freon appliances as well at the Hawthorne Street transfer station.
Eric, is this going to be published anywhere? Is it on the website, or is this just for our benefit?
I would be more than happy to put it on the website as well. Yeah.
If you do, I would love for you to include some of the outreach that
Sure.
you've done. I saw a commercial the other day. So that's great, but you've been doing a great job, like attending events. And so, I mean, this is a great thing, and I would love to let the community know what you're doing to get the word out.
Yeah, I'd be more than happy to do that. Thank you, Chair.
Yeah, I saw your commercial too.
Did you?
Does anybody have any other questions, comments? Any members of the public? All right. Nancy, do you need us to, is this for information only, or do you need us to?
That's
No?
correct. Information only.
All right. Well then, thank you so much. And let's move on to board reports. Does anybody have anything to report out? Leslie?
I just want to let other board members know that Director Keller Heckman is going to come do a presentation for the Eureka City Council at the second meeting in April. And, you know, I'm sure you already know that that could be something you could have at your councils. So just putting it out there. And I don't think this is the moment to discuss this, but, you know, I have been thinking, you know, especially with the, as we start to think about, think more again about composting, that it could be useful for this group to have some sort of strategic visioning, strategic planning kind of session, maybe in the fall, and, you know, and especially also an opportunity to reflect on recycling again, or, you know, and those kinds of activities. So I just wanted to bring that up, that's been on my mind. And that's all I have.
I think that's a great idea. Anybody else have anything to report out? All right. Any director's report?
Not at this time, Chair.
All right. I guess we'll adjourn. Do we have a closed session today? Let's adjourn to closed session then.